Hey guys, I want to make a video today on how to rev match a downshift. And what that is when you're downshifting, you're going to match the revs of the two different gears. That way it's a smooth transition and you keep the car as balanced as possible on your downshift. So what you do is, say you're going to downshift from fourth into third. You're going to be cruising along in fourth gear, and instead of pushing the clutch in, putting it in third and letting the clutch out, you're going to push the clutch in, put it in third gear, give the motor a blip, which is just giving it a quick rev, and then right when the RPMs kind of max out and are about to drop, you're going to let the clutch back out. And the whole purpose of this is to match the engine speed to the transmission speed, and this is going to make for hopefully a smooth downshift. So what I've taught people to do in the past is cruise in like fourth gear at like 40 miles an hour and see what the RPMs are at. And once I get up to speed, I'll continue. But so once you see what the RPMs are going to be at, shift into fifth, and then of course your RPMs are going to drop. But now when you blip from fifth into fourth, you know what the RPM should be at. Okay, so fourth gear, 40 miles an hour, we're at like 2,400 RPMs. So now let's put it in fifth gear. Now we're at 2,000 RPMs. So what you're going to want to do is, in between your 5 to 4 downshift, you're going to want to give it around 400 RPM blip, which isn't very much. So what you're going to do is bring it up and then let the clutch out. And now when you're doing a downshift between fourth and third, you could imagine that the RPMs are probably, at this speed in third gear, you're probably going to want to be, or it's probably going to be right over 3,000 RPMs. So it's not an exact science, just give it a decent blip, let the clutch out. Not too bad. Makes for a really smooth ride, impress your friends, doesn't wear your clutch out as much. I'll do some more downshifts once I get out here onto the main road, but it's around 5 o'clock, so everybody's out driving right now. But so the whole thing about rev match downshifting is you're just matching the engine speed to the transmission speed. So when you downshift, just give it a blip in between the gears and let the clutch out. It's just one more step, makes for a much smoother downshift. And I'll do a couple downshifts without blipping, and you should be able to see the difference. When you don't blip, you're basically going to be engine braking, and you're not trying to slow down. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 60 miles an hour in fourth gear is, around 3,500 RPMs. So let's put it in sixth gear. So now we're cruising along, and we want to downshift and rev match into fourth. So we know that around this speed it's going to be 3,500 RPM. So give it a blip, let the clutch out. Not too bad. And if you over blip, it's not that big of a deal. Like I over blip right then. Just let the clutch out. It's a lot easier for the transmission to slow the motor down than it is to speed it up. So you're better off doing too big of a blip than you are not doing a big enough blip. And as you can tell, the inside of this car is very loud. It's slowly becoming my race car. Okay, so we're in fifth gear. Let's do a 5 to 4 downshift, 4 to 3, 3 to 2. So, let's get through this intersection. So, as long as you understand the RPMs and where they're at in the range, depending on what gear you're on, it's really not that difficult to rev match. It's just getting the muscle memory of flipping the throttle, or giving it that little boost of RPMs in between the gears is what the hard part is. So here we are, 4th gear. Let's bring it up to like 40 miles an hour. If you want to flip into 3rd, it's not going to be that big of not that big of an RPM change. So just give it a little blip, flip the clutch out, you're good to go. But say we're in 4th and we wanted to go into 2nd. Now 2nd gear at 40 miles an hour, your RPMs are going to be pretty high. So you're going to want to give it a bigger blip. Not that hard. Kind of a pet peeve of mine when I'm driving with my friends and they're downshifting and they don't rev match, because all you're doing is wearing out your clutch more and it makes for an unsmooth shift. So some people think it's, when I'm driving with my friends, they think it's a little excessive to be flipping the shift. But I think there's nothing wrong with it. It makes for a smoother ride. Shows that you know what you're doing. So everything summed up in a rev match downshift. All you want to do is match the engine speed to the transmission speed. So right in the middle of your shift, you just give the motor a little blip, which is just bringing the RPMs up a little bit, and then you let the clutch back out. It's a really fun and useful technique that you can work on. If you've heard people talking about heel-toe downshifts before, you might be wondering what that is. And all that is when you're coming into a corner and you're braking. At the same time that you're braking, you're doing a rev match downshift. So you might think, I don't have enough feet to do that. Well, that's where the heel-toe comes in. So you have your right foot braking, and then when you need to do your blip to rev match your downshift, while you're pushing on the brake, you can slide your heel over, or you can slide the ball of your foot over, and you just blip the gas. So I could probably make another video on how to heel-toe. You won't learn as much unless I can get the camera pointed at my feet, and I'm using a GoPro, so I'm not sure how easy that would be.